What's up, everybody? Geek back with another Godfall video. This time, a little bit of a reveal on the end game, what we can expect. We're going to be seeing a Tower of Trials and another one called Dreamstones. We'll talk about Dreamstones in a minute. What we speculate here is the Tower of Trials. Is that the map that we just saw? Is that sword in the air? Is that the tower that we have to descend into? I believe it's descend. They said we're going to work our way down into it. So I think we're going to be able to do that. What does that mean? That means we're going to start out. We can either do it standalone, just by ourselves, or we can go with a three-man team into the tower to do the things that we want to do, aka farm up that precious endgame loot, crafting material, make ourselves stronger. We're going to have to work our way in. Well, that means that we're going to start off, like I believe they call it an elevator room. And what that means is we'll go in, we will fight mobs. The deeper we get, the harder they're going to get. We will farm up keys. These keys will ultimately unlock 3 doors that let us progress further into the monolith. Now we'll know what loot is behind each of those doors, whether it be crafting material or potentially a weapon or some sort of trinket, which is either a charm, a ring, an amulet, something along those that gives us more power, lets us tune ourselves to be more powerful in the end game. All right. So it's going to be our choice. We can prioritize. The thing is, it's rogue mode. What that means is if we go in and you make it to level 3 and then you die, you're kicked back out to the very beginning of the dungeon or the instance, and you have to start all over. You lose your keys, you lose your progression, whole 9 yards. So what that might mean is, like, if you get to that end game and you're going in with one specific set of Valor plate and 2 different weapon loadout, and you realize you're not just quite strong enough to get past, say, like level 3, then that lets you know, go out into the rest of the world, go to these other realms inside of Empyrean and farm up some more crafting mats and potentially get some more experience to level up your skills, level up your constellations, level up things like that so you become stronger. Then you can go back in. Or if you want to, you can go in with a 3-man squad, co-op mode. You guys will have battle banners. Each person can put those down to strengthen your team, make yourself stronger, give additional abilities, work on the team play. I'm not sure if the loot will be shareable, if it's seen only to yourself. Again, I haven't been able to play the game. I'm working off of what I've been read on the interwebs, as well as what I've seen, done quite a bit of research on it. Really still pretty excited for it. What we're essentially going to have to do is we're going to go into the dungeon again, and we're just going to farm, and it's repeatable. Is it a great end game? I don't know. Are there going to be people that go out there and try to clear the entire Tower of Trial in a week? Probably. You know how people get. There's a small portion of people that just eat, sleep, and breathe the game when it comes out, and then they, unfortunately, are going to maybe complain there's no content to do when it's done. But for me, myself, and I'm looking forward to it. It should give quite a bit. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to that end game. And again, they only said this is one activity of the end game. There are others. We know of Dreamstones, which we believe are something we can use to access a different realm or a different plane to do different activities, potentially maybe go back, work on world beasts. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of potential. We only have this one aspect of the end game that has really been revealed to us. Now, some of the cool things that people want to understand, what you're going to work for on the end game. There are 120 plus weapons in this game right now. Each one of those weapons, and even the gear and the you get you can choose between 120 weapons. You get 2 weapons at a time that you can load out with. You get 2 weapons, 2 rings, 1 amulet, 1 charm, and each one of those pieces of gear has a primary stat that is static, never changes, and a secondary stat that just RNG or random. So you can still have a little bit of RNG factors going to it. So you can be trying to work on one specific type of weapon, one specific type of a trinket with the primary stat, and then you have to refarm it a few times or multiple times to possibly get the aspect that you're looking for. So like if you get a sword, a long sword, and it's got whatever the primary stat is that you're after, and you want to start changing your playstyle, you can keep that sword and then farm up a secondary one that's got a different stat for the secondary trait. Same thing with the trinkets, the weapons, the rings, the amulet, and the charm. You might be at one point you might have an amulet that gives you really cool benefits as a secondary to, like, enhanced chance or something for a warhammer. And then if you switch to a different loadout or different Valor play and you change in your play style and go into a pole arm, you might want something more in line with that type of weapon. So you're going to farm up different trinkets to meet the situations. I don't know how granular it'll get, but potentially we have that option. So as we work our way into the towers of trial, each level will get progressively more difficult, and the loot rewards, to my understanding, will become more rewarding. And right now we have greens, which are uncommon, blues, which are common, purples, which are epic, and orange, which are legendary. If there's something beyond that, I'm not 100% sure. Each one of those ones can be crafted and enhanced to become more powerful, meaning the Valor plate gets unlocked, you make it more powerful. Each weapon becomes more powerful as you unlock, craft, and enhance it. Each trinket, and it works just down the road. So it's as we go into these dungeons, into these worlds, that's what we're going to go do. And I'm really excited about that one. The other thing to keep in mind, too, is you're going down there, people are like, how am I going to heal? How am I going to do this? The trinkets and stuff help giving you some recovery based on it. Your banners and your life stone, which has a primary stat and a secondary stat, can be set up that way to help you heal. You charge them, your batter banners, your life stone, stuff like that. You work up the charges on them as you play, so it means you can kite mobs more often and not worry about running out of, say, potions. So that's going to be one of the aspects of the end game. I'm going to know a lot of guys. I bet you if Esoteric from Destiny ever picks this game up, he's going to be just loving the single strategies involved. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to playing this with my buddies. Again, it's not Destiny, so I'm really excited for it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested. I will be streaming this when it comes out on November 12th. I will be streaming this on both YouTube and Twitch on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we'll be redoing reviews on Fridays on a podcast. Let me know again in the comments below if this is something you're interested in, what you're really looking forward to in the end game, if you're concerned about the end game. Overall, I don't have a lot of concern about what we're going to be able to do in the end game. They did come out and they did say we have at least this reveal here. It's like a horde mode where it goes deep. Eventually we'll end up in the center of the monolith, get the boss, get the final loots, and then we can rinse and repeat if we want to. What the loot's going to look like all the way through, I just know it's supposed to get better the deeper down we go. At that said, I'm excited for it. Hit me up on Twitch, hit me up on YouTube, or ask me questions on Twitter. And if you haven't and you want to know more about this stuff as it comes out, please feel free to subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. I plan on putting out as often as I possibly can to answer you guys' questions. And if you leave me your questions in the comments below, I'll try to get those answered in the next set of videos that come out. Until then, you guys stay safe out there, and I hope to see you in game.